So hi guys, yeah, I'm making this video just to share information on how to ace your CCRN exam. So I took the exam last year, October 2018, and I finally have a time to make this video on how I did it, and how I pass it one time. Okay, so I'm a Filipino, and we just arrived here in the US last year. So I took the exam in October 2018, 5 days after we arrived in the US. I applied for the exam sometime in August 2018, and I scheduled it for October 2018 since I was expected to start working in November. So I just kind of, oh, okay, I have to prepare. I have to really prepare, be prepared before I start working. So I won't, there would be not much distractions when I'm reviewing. Okay? So I will tell you details on how I took it, how I applied for it. Yeah, so I was still not in the US when I actually applied for the exam. Okay, but since the hospital that I was working in Singapore is JCI, so yeah, so these are all the requirements. So for the requirements for you to be able to obtain or to take the CCRN examination, um, these are all the requirements. So you must have a current unencumbered USRN or APRN license is required. So for me, I have license in Arizona, active license to Arizona when I applied for the CCRN. So because that time when I applied for them for the exam, I'm still not here in the US. So I applied, I think, August 2018. So I was still working in Singapore at that time. But because they have this options for out of state applicant, just hold on. So if you are already in the US, working in the US, so these are all the requirements. So you have practice an RN or APRN for 1750 hours in direct care of acutely critically ill patients. Okay, and then you have this 5-year option. So I didn't fall into this category, so I fall on this one. So must be completed in a US based or Canada based facility, or in a facility determined to be comparable to the US standard of acute critical care nursing practice. So my hospital in Singapore is a GCI accredited, and I was working by then by like 6 years. So yeah, I fall into this category, the 5-year option. Okay, are those spent actively providing their care. So I just work in the medical ICU for 6 years and a half, and yeah, you just have to have your clinical supervisor. So that time my manager in Singapore knew that I'm about to resign. Actually, I think yeah, August, yeah, I think I filed my resignation that time. So I told my clinical manager, my nurse manager in Singapore, that yeah, can I just put her name in my application for the CCRN exam, since they might ask for verification. Yeah, so I just put her name and her contact number, of course. Yeah, I think that's all. It's a good thing that, so basically that's it. It's a good thing that my hospital in Singapore is GCI accredited. So when I applied online for the application, um, the proof that the hospital is GCI accredited, I just uh, put in the link from the Google that the Changi General Hospital is actually GCI accredited. So when you applied for the exam, you just have to complete all the things that you have. What is your license number for for the nursing license, and yeah, then you have to put in the contact person that they can verify that you're working in the acute care. So I put in my nurse manager, I put in the link connected to um, my hospital website, which um, stated there that it is GCI accredited. So yeah, so I think, yeah, it helped a lot. It helped a lot that it's GCI accredited. Yeah. So because I'm aiming for a bigger salary, I guess. Yeah, because I will be under agency when I'm going to the US, so I know that my salary will not be that much. It will be below average because I will be under contract for 2 years with this agency. So I was thinking, oh, I need extra money. So probably being CCRN certified will add like $1 per hour. I don't know. Anyway, I realized that it taking the CCRN is really a plus factor of um, for nurses who are going to the US, that because you will be new to the US healthcare system. It's really different from what I used to do in Singapore and in Philippines when I was working still in the Philippines. So yeah, especially all the laws governing the practice of nurses here in the US is way different. There's a lot of things. My first few months here, oh my god, I was like, I almost cried during the shift since there is really different. So anyway, back to CCRN. So I applied in August 2018. So because we were planning to fly to the US uh, like October 10, because our my family's visa were expiring also on the, I think, 13 October. So we're planning like, oh, okay, we have to fly before that day. So anyway, I scheduled my examination on the 15th of October. So we arrived in the US on 10th October, and I took the exam on the 15th October. So from around like July, I started to review. So I bought from Amazon the past CCRN um, book. Yeah, so I just put a cover on it. It's a baking sheet. You know, I'm a mom, so I make use of it. Yeah, because I don't want for it to be broken or get wet, and it will mess it up. So anyway, so yeah, I asked a lot of friends, acquaintances who took the exam, what book is really useful in taking the CCRN. So they told me that I just have to use the past CCRN, and it's really really helpful for me. Yeah, so basically I just read onto this book, and it's included online Q&A, which are also very useful in practicing your answering skills. So CCRN by, what do you call this, Robinson Ho Denison. So I'm not being paid to to promote this book, but I'm telling you, it's really awesome book. So this is the online Q&A. It has the study mode and it has exam mode. So for the study mode, you can choose the chapters that you want to focus on to master your answering skills, I guess. So yeah, so study mode. For the exam mode, it's like you're sitting in, you're doing it like real time. So exam mode, 150 questions, and you just have to answer everything. And at the end of the test, then you can submit it, and it will give you the correct answers afterwards. With the study mode, immediately after you answer the question, when you submit it, it will give you the correct answer and the rationale for it, and sometimes it has test taking strategy with it. So yeah, so that's the difference of study mode and the exam mode. So what? So for me, what I was doing that time, because yeah, so I will show you the result, my score report. So the score report, um, you will know whether you pass or fail the test after the exam, immediately after the exam. So I just waited for like 5 minutes after I come out from the exam room. The proctor outside told me I just have to wait for like a few minutes, then I will be able to get the result, which I didn't know that time. I thought I had, just like the NCLEX exam, that I would have to wait like a few days, 2 to 3 days, before I can know whether I pass or fail the exam. So I was like, because you're like, am I gonna pass it or not? So what I did was I just told the proctor, okay, can I just go to the toilet first? Because I don't know, I don't really like feel peeing, but you just have to do something just to ease yourself like that. So I went to the toilet, just look at the mirror, wash my hands, and just waited for a few minutes. And then after I came out, the proctor handed me this one and told me, congratulations, you passed the exam. I was like, oh my god, because the exam was really, really hard. Most of the questions focus on the things that I really, really hate reviewing. The hemodynamics. Cardiovascular system is really not my forte since college. I really hate cardiovascular system. It's just a good thing that my professor during my anatomy and physiology is really she was really nice. She made it to a point that we're understanding the subject, and at the same time we're enjoying it. And cardiovascular is way too hard. Cardiovascular system is way too hard for me, I guess. I don't know with other students at that time, but it's the how the systemic circulation works. I find it really hard for me, difficult for my nursing career. But I work in Philippine Heart Center, and I don't know. It's just so ironic that I was working in Philippine Heart Center and I hate cardiovascular system. So anyway, I was like, during the exam, when I was taking the exam, I was like, here we go again, and it's all coming up. I prayed a lot that there would be not much hemodynamic questions that will come out in the exam, since I'm very awful with it. I'm not very good at it, but I guess that's what CCRN would do. Ask you to all these difficult things just to make sure that you are really for it. Okay, so I had your score is 106, passing score is 87. So total questions is 125. So I had 106. So for the cardiovascular, I have 19 points out of 22. For the pulmonary, I had 17 out of 21. So yeah, anyway, I didn't perfect anything, but I have the musculoskeletal, neurology, and psychosocial 15 out of 16. Yeah, I think I kind of like the neuro and psychosocial a lot. So maybe that's it. Yeah, so there's no impossible, I guess, if you're ready enough to take the exam. So I started reviewing like last week of July, and I was working, and at the same time I'm in the process of resigning and migrating to another place. So the time was like really hard focusing on reviewing. But during my free time, actually, eh, um, on break. I'm on break, and during the shift, um, I I'm eating, and at the same time I'm reading. Or if I'm not reading from this book, I'm answering questions from the online Q&A of the past CCRN, uh, since you have the rationale inside, so you're kind of reviewing as well, and at the same time practicing your testing and answering skills. So yeah, I think that's what I can share you with regards to the CCRN exam. Yeah, so I was not here in the US when I applied for the exam, but luckily they consider um, things like GCI accredited hospital and your my experience for like 6 years, which they only say like they only need like 5 years. So I think that's a plus point. Mm, yeah, I guess you have to focus in cardiovascular and master your hemodynamics. Yeah, hemodynamics. Oh my god. So I guess